The Black Ops 6 Zombies gameplay reveal. So as I'm sure you've already heard by now, we are going to physically be seeing Black Ops 6 Zombies gameplay at Call of Duty Next, which is going to be happening on August 28th, so in just over a month's time, which I am so excited about. Now, of course, the main focus of this event is probably regarding multiplayer, considering the beta is going to be beginning simultaneously right as COD Next goes live. And we expected that we would be seeing some level of Zombies marketing in this event, but we're actually going to be physically seeing gameplay, but it's not even going to be pre-prepared gameplay, but different YouTubers and influencers who will be participating in the event will physically be able to play the game live for all of us. So it's going to be just like the prior reveals where before, when people would be playing it early, they would be playing either the new Warzone map or they would be playing multiplayer, and of course they would then just jump between the different people playing in intervals. So we wouldn't be seeing like a straight full match because it would be jumbled up amongst many different people who are playing. So most likely they will be showing multiplayer first, probably the majority of the event, and then we're going to get a section dedicated to zombies, maybe half an hour or so. And leading up to Call of Duty Next, I would assume that there's going to be marketing for zombies building up to this event, giving us clues, teasers and stuff like that, because it would be odd for us to just have pretty much radio silence since the initial Black Ops 6 reveal and then suddenly we jump straight into gameplay. Surely there needs to be more information building up to the event itself as we slowly learn more, and there might be some sort of Easter egg campaign as well to unlock clues regarding the game. Now, I think there are many different ways that we can interpret this news. Firstly, I think that this shows that Treyarch are very confident in their product, considering they want to show it to us raw and unfiltered. Of course, we've had early gameplay provided before releases in the past, but typically speaking, they would be 10 minutes or so, the YouTubers would get flown out and they would be able to post little segments of their gameplay, but it would be cut down. And then with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, the YouTubers got to play early, but it was at a private event and they didn't get to show their own gameplay. They were provided with gameplay by Treyarch, which was very poor and did not showcase the game in its best light, and made Modern Warfare 3 Zombies look really underwhelming, which is probably for the best, considering it has ended up being underwhelming. So it's good that that didn't get our expectations too high, and the YouTubers got to share their thoughts on it. But this time around, we're physically going to be seeing gameplay. And like I said, it's literally going to be live, which means that things can go wrong during the event, glitches can be uncovered, many different things can go wrong, people could get booted from games. So really, this is a risky move from Treyarch, which is why I say they must be confident in their product to showcase it to us in an unfiltered manner. So I'm really excited to see gameplay. However, I do think there is a caveat to this. Honestly, I would prefer us just not seeing gameplay at all. I think that Zombies is awesome when we can jump into a map having never explored it, having never played it before, and the only footage we would have seen of it is in a gameplay trailer or little gameplay snippets that are very short. I think that this has always been the best approach for Zombies. I mean, just look at Black Ops 3 Zombies. Imagine if we had live gameplay of Shadows of Evil before release, in fact months before release. I think it really would have ruined what that map, the intrigue, the mystique, the mystery of exploring the map and uncovering its secrets for the first time. So honestly, I would much prefer us not to see gameplay, and like I said, I do think it shows confidence in Treyarch. However, it ruins a lot of that surprise. Now, I've seen many people saying that, well, you could just not watch the gameplay. Of course you could. However, I'm a Zombies YouTuber. I kind of have to in order for me to cover news about the game. There's just no feasible way that I can avoid this. I would just be completely left in the dark and behind everyone else. It would just make my job a million times harder. And I know that's a niche concern because obviously most people playing the game are not YouTubers as well. However, even if you're not a YouTuber and you do think that you would rather go in blind, I again think it's kind of unavoidable. Firstly, because you're basically going to have to avoid social media for months. It's going to get spammed everywhere on social media and it's going to be almost impossible to avoid. But even if you try your hardest to avoid it, I think it would actually ruin the experience of enjoying the marketing for Black Ops 6 Zombies, because I honestly think one of the biggest and best things about the Call of Duty cycle is the hype and is the marketing build up to new releases. Sometimes the marketing ends up being more fun than the product itself. For example, the build up to Black Ops 6 itself, the marketing with Cerberus and The Truth Lies was so much fun in the community gathering together and uncovering all of those secrets. So I really think the marketing is some of the most fun that you have in Call of Duty. I think the games are extremely fun as well, but like I said, I do think the marketing is also a big part of that enjoyment and is probably why the Call of Duty cycle repeats over and over, and we're stuck in a constant cycle. People say, oh, the game's terrible, and then they get drawn into the next marketing cycle next year because the marketing just is so much fun and it draws people in. Clearly they're experts at what they do, and that's why Call of Duty has been on top for 20 years, which is an incredible feat. Regardless of whatever criticisms you want to give to the franchise, that is an amazing accomplishment. So this brings me on to the point, if you want to avoid the gameplay, it's going to ruin the marketing cycle for you, because basically there's no way you can participate in the other marketing for the game without watching the gameplay too, because like I said earlier, I assume there's going to be a marketing campaign leading up to Call of Duty Next and us seeing gameplay, and I think that it would be weird for you to participate in that marketing and whatever clues build up to it, and then not actually watch the thing itself that it was building towards. And of course they will be referencing the gameplay and giving clues for that gameplay in the build up to it, and once we actually get the gameplay, there's still going to be marketing afterwards, and there's still going to be blog posts and new information released, and most likely in all of the marketing after Call of Duty Next for Zombies, they're going to be referencing back to the gameplay that we saw. So if you want to be keeping up with that marketing, again, you kind of need to watch the gameplay because they're going to probably be constantly referencing it. So this is my opinion here. I would much prefer us just seeing little gameplay snippets. However, I am still excited to see Zombies gameplay. Now, of course, there is another potential of how this gameplay is going to be shown. We don't exactly know, how long they're going to be playing the game for. Like I said, maybe it's just going to be around half an hour or so. We also don't know if the map is going to be changed in any way. For example, they may only be able to stay within a set section, and that is it. Most likely, the Easter eggs will be disabled, so they won't be able to do anything crazy, but I do think it will deter that initial impression of jumping into the map's atmosphere and uncovering the layout for the first time. However, of course, Black Ops 6 Zombies has two maps on launch, Terminus and Liberty Falls. Terminus has been described as the more complex, harder map, apparently a difficult layout, and we're getting a main crew, and then we have Liberty Falls, which is apparently going to be a much more simple map. It's apparently going to have a simple layout as well. So, there is the possibility they're going to show both maps to us, but I'm hoping they at least leave Terminus a bit more secretive, and they just show gameplay of Liberty Falls. I think that would be the best way for them to go, because then we get to see something, but they leave the more complex map for launch for us to discover. So I really hope they don't show both maps, and of course we're going to get a gameplay trailer for Zombies as well. It's unclear whether we're going to get said gameplay trailer at Call of Duty Next before the live gameplay, or whether we're going to get it before the event itself. I think it would be nice if maybe the week before we get the gameplay trailer, we can break it down and all of that stuff, and then we get the gameplay a week after, because otherwise when they release the gameplay trailer, it would be pointless even trying to break it down if they're then just showing live gameplay right after. It'll reveal any mysteries that are hidden within said gameplay trailer, which is another reason why I don't think we should be seeing live gameplay, because it will again ruin that part of the marketing, breaking down the cutscene and trailers and trying to uncover all of the different clues. And that's another thing, maybe we're going to get an intro cutscene shown as well ahead of Call of Duty Next or at Call of Duty Next itself. I'm assuming they are probably going to have to show the intro cutscene if they're showing live gameplay to introduce the map itself. And like I said, I really hope we just see Liberty Falls and not Terminus. Now, it is rumored we might be getting early access for Zombies, so if they end up showing Liberty Falls, assuming that'll be the one that comes with early access, considering it's the easier one, then that would be a good way to market it. They can announce the early access for Liberty Falls whilst they're also showing some early gameplay of it. Now, people are saying because they're showing early gameplay and letting people play live, this may mean that Zombies might actually be playable in the beta, not just multiplayer. I don't think we should go that far. That's a big leap. I doubt Zombies is going to be available in the beta. That is a possibility though, I guess, but I really wouldn't want that. I think if we're going to get Zombies early access, it should just be, you know, a week or two before release for people who pre-order or whatever to jump in a bit early. And another reason they may be showing early gameplay is, of course, when the beta drops, there's going to be a bunch of data mines regarding Zombies for both maps, Terminus and Liberty Falls, so maybe they're trying to get ahead of the leaks. There's going to be so much information around that time. So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. I've kind of outlined my opinions, the pros and cons of this, but of course I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I assume most of you are probably in the middle. You can see both points of view. I can see both points of view. I think because Zombies has been in such a rough spot with Modern Warfare 3 and Vanguard, that maybe that is why they're showing early gameplay, because maybe they are so proud of their product and it is actually going to be a good Zombies game this year, so that's why they're choosing to showcase it, because the prior years we've felt misled by the marketing for Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3, not knowing what we're getting ourselves into, because now they know they actually have a good product on their hands this time. Maybe that's why they're showing everything to us, to try and draw people back in who were deterred by the last two Zombies experiences being extremely poor and underwhelming with not much to them. So maybe now they're going to try and draw people back in, showing the complexities and being like, look, we've got round base back, look how good it looks, jump in and play. And maybe this is why they've chosen chosen to not just have a gameplay trailer, but physically show live gameplay because they're worried that some people may feel burnt by the marketing of Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3. And we also don't know if the YouTubers are just going to be playing live and they're able to record their own footage, because like I said, they'll be showcasing the different gameplay snippets, of course, during COD Next, but are they also able to record so they're able to show their full gameplays afterwards? I hope they don't. I hope we just get small little gameplay snippets at the COD Next event itself, but probably they're able to record and then they'll be posting that in full afterwards instead of the clipped versions where they'll be jumping between different people playing. And I also hope they don't get to play even further after the event itself. I think whether this event is successful for me is depending on how much they show. I think often with this, less is better. I think if they show too much, it can ruin a lot of the surprises, but that's just me. And another potential downside to showing this early gameplay is that it might mean that people might jump to conclusions. Of course, we're only going to be getting a limited amount of gameplay. We're only going to learn a limited amount of the game. And because of that, we won't see all it has to offer, and people could take specific things about the short gameplay we see and use it to judge the entire mode, which may or may not be fair. For example, it seems like a lot of the Cold War Zombies systems are returning in this game. People might see that and they might immediately think the game is basically just Cold War 2.0 and that is it, and doesn't have a deeper, harder level as well. And since we're getting early gameplay, we're going to get our first look at the HUD. I'm hoping that we have a very unique and stylistic Zombies HUD, but I wouldn't be surprised as well if the HUD is similar to multiplayer in Warzone, like every Zombies experience has been since Cold War. And again, if that is the case, people might see that HUD and use it to judge the entire game. Personally, whilst I think the HUD is an issue, ultimately I think whether the game is a success or not won't be that much determined by the HUD, but that's just my take. So yeah, all I'm saying is that people can take things from the early gameplay and use it to judge the entire mode, but that harps back on what I said earlier. Treyarch must be confident enough to show early gameplay, because they know that people will judge this footage immensely and with intense scrutiny, especially after the last two poor Zombies experiences. So whatever they show has to be good. But at the same time, they were again responsible in releasing that Modern Warfare 3 Zombies footage, which painted the mode in a very poor light and deterred people after watching. So maybe they aren't so self-aware as to how the community is going to react at the end of the day. They obviously don't know exactly how everyone's going to react until it actually happens, and the same can be said with when DMZ footage was shown early, when different Warzone streamers got to play it. It painted the mode in a very poor light, and when it was shown, it deterred a lot of people. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and make sure to subscribe if you're around here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.